Hello and welcome to the next video of my World's 2023 preview series where we're going to cover JDG, otherwise known as JD Gaming. They are from China, the LPL, and they are the 1 seed from the region. The last 3 years, the LPL seed has had success. Everyone wants to say, well, LPL seeds choke. We've already went over the seeds that notoriously do that. The 1 seed the last 3 years has at worst gotten to semifinals, and in the case of 2021 with EDG, won the tournament outright. Their coach is Home. Home is 51-24 all time as a head coach internationally. He has been to Worlds in 2017 and 22, dropping out in third, fourth. 2020, he would also drop out in quarterfinals. This is his 4th trip to the event. MSI 2023, his only trip to, that's a lie. MSI 2017, he'd be out in semifinals, and then this past MSI in 2023, JDG would win. Now, the team is being hyped up as the squad going on the Golden Road because they won spring, MSI, and then summer. So all they have left is Worlds, and I would consider that more to be a Grand Slam. Grand Slam sounds so much better than Golden Road. This team is star-studded. The average age of this roster is 22.8 years old. Every role a player is literally, if not 1 in the world, they're 2. If not 2, they are 3. If not 3, they're 4th or 5th. Like, this team is completely star-studded. And ever since the beginning of the year and the announcement of this roster, I was of the belief that I didn't think they would ramp up till now. I didn't think they would be as successful as they were in spring and MSI. I thought that it would take more time for this team to find out who would fall on the sword in each game because everybody is great on their own. So somebody has to be willing to say, hey, I don't want the star treatment. I don't want the resources. I don't need Kanavi in my lane. I will play weak side. I will play tanks. I will facilitate. And this team has done that. And it's honestly... like the whole super team thing, that's the issue. That's why super teams don't work, is because everybody's egos are too big. But this team, at least thus far, has shown the ability to say, this person's dropping the ego today, this person dropped it the next day, and that's why they've had success. So, speaking of dropping ego, 369 in top lane dropped his ego more than anybody else. 5 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 55 2 KP. Very standard numbers, but when we get to the end, you'll know why. 385 gold per minute, under 20% of the team's gold. There are carry-oriented junglers, there's one on this board, that have more gold per minute and more resources than 369. 487 damage per minute, that's over 20% of the team's damage, and he played 10 champions in 49 games. The LPL does not give us as interesting stats as other regions, aka the diffies at 15 minutes and solo kills. It's really hard to find that stuff. So, why are his numbers so average? He played Ornn like 15 times of the 49 games. His most played was Ornn. Like, it's literally the joke, right? Of like, oh, this top laner isn't very good. Let's throw him on weak side. Let's put him on Ornn, right? Let's just put him on Ornn. Let's put him on Malphite. Let's put him on Sion and just like don't die because it's going to be hard to die on those champions. And then have some relevance in the late game. And on this team, it's like, well, everybody's really good. But still, 369 is like, well, I'll play Ornn. I'll do what I have to do. And, I mean, that's why his numbers are the way they are. Internationally, internationally he's 31-13 over his career. Worlds 2020 and 22 out in semifinals. MSI 23, obviously first. Internationally, had a 2-3 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 55 4 KP. Very, very similar numbers to his past split, right? 8 CS, 55 KP. And actually, the gold and damage very similar as well. 390 gold per minute, 489 damage per minute. So internationally, he plays a lot like he did this past split. On average, in a vacuum at 15 minutes, he's up 272 gold, 5 CS, 166 XP. So he gets ahead of his lane opponents and 16 solo kills in the 44 games. He's 22 years old. Kanavi I have listed as 23. I'm assuming the team gets to November and he'll be 23. So, Kanavi, in my opinion, is the best jungler in the world. If it's not him, it's Canyon. And that's the only conversation I'm willing to have about that. I think Kanavi is absolutely disgusting in terms of play. These numbers are extremely carry oriented, yet he wasn't on carries all the time. 5.2 KDA, 6.5 CS per minute, 71.2 KP. More gold per minute than 369 with 389 GPM, which is 19.9%. 439 damage per minute, that's 18.1%. And 16 champions played in 49 games. That is a champion ocean as far as junglers are concerned. Internationally, he's 27-12. Worlds 2020 out in quarters, 22 out in semifinals, and then this past MSI he would win. In the 39 games, he has a 2.9 KDA, 6.6 CS per minute, 68.6 KP. He tries to carry internationally. He does not change the way he plays. He is excellent. 387 gold per minute and 430 damage per minute. Like I said, very same numbers. His international success and in this past split, on average against international junglers, so the best of the best, around 240 gold up, 7 CS and 230 XP, 6 solo kills in 39 games, so he gets ahead of his opponents as well. Mid lane, we have Knight. Knight is in the conversation for best player overall in the world. Definitely in the conversation for best mid alongside Chovy. I went over this in the Gen G video that went out yesterday. I think that he's excellent, right? So 23 years old, had a 5 KDA, 8.8 CS per minute, 64.4 KP. 441 gold per minute is 22.5% of the team's gold. 679 damage per minute, that's 27.9% of the team's damage, and it leads the team. He is the primary damage dealer, not ruler. 8 champions, in 48 games are so busy banning out Kanavi. Ruler, 369, missing. Knight is allowed to just play whatever he wants. Internationally, he's 24-12. Worlds 2020, out in semifinals, and last year out in group stage with Top Esports. MSI 23, he'd win. In the 36 games, his numbers do not disappoint. 4.3 KDA, 8.8 CS per minute, 67.5 KP. 426 gold per minute, 542 damage per minute. The damage isn't as high because he has been selfish in the past. The growth as a complete mid laner has definitely taken place this year. On average, he gets ahead. And getting ahead is putting it lightly. On average, at Worlds or MSI, he's up over 500 gold, 7 CS, 300 XP at 15 minutes, had 10 solo kills in 36 games. In the 80 carry role, we have Ruler. At 24 years old, he's the oldest on the team. He's also the only world champion on the team. His year in the LPL has been more than stellar. 6.4 KDA, 10.2 CS per minute, 68.1 KP. 486 gold per minute is 24.8% of the team's gold. 663 damage per minute is 27.1%. So like I said, Knight actually deals more damage than Ruler. 11 champions in 49 games. Internationally, he has the most experience at 67-28. Worlds 2017, he'd win. 2016, runner-up. 21-22, out in semis. 2020, out in quarters. In 2018, out in group stage. So he's run the gambit when it comes to, results at Worlds. And then only MSI 2023 did he go there and obviously won. Internationally, in these 95 games, he has a 4.2 KDA, 9.6 CS per minute, 68 KP. 444 gold per minute, 592 damage per minute, on average up just under 200 gold, 3 CS, under 150 XP, 10 solo kills. Ruler obviously in that conversation for best 80 carry of all time. Not only best 80 carry right now, but best 80 carry ever alongside Uzi. If you want to go far back, Imp. If some people want to put Deft in there, I wouldn't. But Deft is obviously in that conversation for like he is. He's in the top 5 easily. I just don't think he's at Ruler's level or Uzi's. Lastly, we have missing. At 22 years old, 4.5 KDA, 74.3 KP, 11 champions, 49 games. No vision score numbers out of the LPL. Missing definitely has warmed. I've warmed up to missing over the last year. Going into last Worlds, I did have a lot of question marks alongside Hope. And, missing really tried to carry Hope the best he could, which made me feel good about him. And then this past year alongside Ruler, he's done well. Out of the 49 games, he played 18 on Rakan. That would be considered a crutch, in my opinion. But then again, you can only ban 6 champions, right? Internationally, he's 22-7. Worlds 2022 out in semifinals. MSI 23, he'd win. 2-1 KDA, 75 KP, so 3 out of every 4 kills. Vision score per minute, 2.68. Places about 8 to 9 vision wards every 5 minutes. A control ward every other minute, and clears about 1 ward every 3 minutes. So this team's obviously star-studded. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's a super team, and it's a super team that actually has the egos capable of getting to this point and winning this tournament. This is obviously the favorite. That's without a doubt. So we'll see what happens with them. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.